Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect. And Shalom to the Agwaf who are listening and learning. Lord's willing to be edifying, coming at you with another lesson. Your enemy shall rule over you, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Our enemies rule over us, and they did put a yoke of iron on our neck, as the scriptures say. And we are still mentally, we're not physically in slavery. Well, we actually physically and mentally in slavery. That yoke of iron that we had on our neck, it's on our mind now, okay? Being brainwashed through Christianity, okay, Roman Catholicism, and Stockholm Syndrome, okay? Stockholm Syndrome, when you look that up, it tell you that that's when you love the person that held you hostage, okay? That's when you love your oppressor. Stockholm Syndrome. And our people have Stockholm Syndrome. They love their oppressor. The Lord say that he was going to send a nation against us, and they shall put us in captivity. Okay? So just a little quick lesson about the heathens that rule over us. And going into the precepts, which is plenty, okay? Plenty precepts. And I'm finna get into them. I'm going to start with Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. Looking at a couple of precepts. So let's get into it. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. And if you know about the verse, you know about this chapter in Deuteronomy, okay, this is talking about the Israelites. Now this is Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. And it reads, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth." Okay? This is talking to the children of Israel. We know who the Old Testament was written for. We know who it was written to. Okay? This is for us, by us. Now this is Deuteronomy chapter 28. I'm going to read verse 1. And it reads, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all people." It say above all nations of the earth. Above. Okay, like I just read to you, Deuteronomy 7:6. "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord Yahweh thy power. And the Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth." Above all people. Okay? Now because we broke the covenant with Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, he said that he was going to send enemies and we was going to be destroyed by enemies. Now, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28. Just going to a couple of straight points, which is these are the curses of the Israelites. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 in verse 43. And it reads, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. Now the Lord say, if we follow his laws, that we will be above all people that are on the earth. Okay? But since we broke that covenant, the Lord say, this is Deuteronomy 28 and 43, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, but thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Now say, he shall lend to you, but you shall not lend to him. Who owned the banks? The so-called white man. Okay? The so-called Jews controls the earth. They controls the banks. Okay? When you gotta go borrow money, where do you go? You go to the so-called white man. When you gotta go buy your food, where do you go? So-called white man. When you want to get your clothes, your transportation, your water, your food, your money, where do you have to go? To the so-called white man. Period. It ain't no getting around this. Ain't no if, and, and buts about it. Okay? Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandment and his statutes, which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Okay? That sign, that wonder, man, people seeing this and like, how could they be claiming that they the people of the Lord and they on the bottom? Okay? We can't never prosper in nothing that we do. It don't matter if you an actor, a rapper, movie star. It don't matter, man. A basketball, any type of sports, a sport athlete. It don't matter, man. Okay? Jake on the prosper for a little bit of time, man. And then they fall on their face. These are the curses, man. Because the scripture tell you that the Jews, the real Jews, was going to be in poverty and tribulation. Okay? The Lord say, these are the signs that's going to be on you because you broke the covenant. Okay? This is verse 46. Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord Yahweh, thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Okay? We went off, man. We broke the covenant with the Lord, man. So the Lord is punishing us, man. And I'm talking about he's punishing us. Hey, it's horrible, man. Okay? Terrible. He said he is a great and terrible power, man. Okay? He is great and at the same time he's terrible, man. Okay? He's the king of terrors, man. This is verse 48. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. They didn't do it on their own. The Lord did this, man. Okay? We was above all people that's on the earth. We was above all people on the earth, man. Because we broke the covenant, the Lord made us the basis of men. And he took the real basis of men and put them as the highest, man. Hey, the Lord is cold. Do you understand what I'm saying? He took the highest over all people and put us on the bottom. And took the one that was on the bottom of all people and put them on the top, man. Okay? On the top. The so-called white man, the Edomites, they are the basis of men. Job tell you that in Job chapter 30, verse 1. Okay? He said they was the basis of men. He tell you that in Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. They are the basis of men. Real quick, let me read this and I'm going to get back to that. This is Job. I think it's Job 25. Yeah, this is Job chapter 25 and verse 6. And it reads, how much less man that is a worm, and the son of man, which is a worm. Okay? Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai call us worm, man. We are a worm, man. Where is a worm located? In the dirt, man. The lowest of the low. Read this again. Job 25, verse 6. How much less man that is a worm, and the son of man, which is a worm. Okay? Now, since I mentioned that, I'm going to get this is Job chapter 30, verse 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I will have disdained to sit with the dogs of my flock. Talking about these Edomites, okay? They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as a thief. And that's what we did to the Edomites. Chased them down like they was thieves, man. To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the rocks. To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Among the bushes they braided, sounded like horses. Okay? That's what it mean when they say among the bushes they braided. Under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools. That's why Psalm 14 and 1 say, the fool said in his heart, there is no God. It's talking about the Edomites and 2/3 of our people. They were children of fools, ye are children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Okay? Job say they were base men. Okay? And this is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. And it reads, and this is Daniel saying the same thing that Job said. This matter, this is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High Yahweh ruleth in the kingdom of men, and give it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it the basis of men. This is what Job just said. They was base men. They were violating the earth. Daniel said the same thing, man. The Lord gave the earth to the basis of men, man. Okay? Going back to Job 9 and 24. Okay? Because they are bases. They are the basis of men. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? That's why they destroyed the earth with their iconoclasm. Okay? When they came back into power during the rebirth, during the Renaissance era. Okay? Because the Lord gave them the earth to do so, man. To be wicked. And we know who the wicked is, according to Malachi, man. Okay? According to Malachi, we know who the wicked is. I just read to you Job 9:24 said the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. This is Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build a desolate places. And they did that when they came back into power. They did that. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them, who? Edom, the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. Now, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Okay? We know the wicked is the Edomites. Now, when you go to Job chapter Job chapter 15, verse 19, it reads, unto whom alone the earth was given, and no stranger passed among them. And I went to this in another lesson. Unto whom alone the earth was given, Job 9:24, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Who is the wicked? The Edomites. Unto whom alone the earth was given, and no stranger passed among them. Now you go back into Numbers, it tell you that Edom, wouldn't let the Israelites pass through his land. Okay, that's why I say right here in Job 15 and 19, unto whom alone the earth was given, Edom, and no stranger passed among them. Okay, now just to get that for edification, to show proof, this is Numbers chapter 20 and verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in Mount Hor by the coast of the land of Edom, saying, Aaron shall be gathered unto his people, for he shall, let me jump up. Numbers chapter 20, verse 14. And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom, thus saith thy brother Israel. This is the message that Moses sent to Esau. Reading again. And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom, thus saith thy brother Israel, thou knowest all the travail that have befallen us, how our fathers went down into Egypt, and we have dwelt in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers. And when we cried unto the Lord Yahweh, he heard our voice and sent an angel and have brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh, a city in the uttermost of thy border. Let us pass, I pray thee, through the country. We will not pass through the field or through the vineyard, neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left until we have passed thy borders. And Edom said unto him, thou shalt not pass. Remember this. And Edom said unto him, thou shalt not pass by, lest I come out against thee with the sword. Because that's what his blessing was, the sword. And the children of Israel said unto him, we will go by the highway. Okay, and if I and my cattle drink of thy water, then I will pay for it. I will only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet. And he said, thou shalt not go through. And Edom came out against him with much people and with a strong hand. Thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border, wherefore Israel turned away from him. Now going back to Job 15, it said Esau didn't give him passage, right? Here we go again. Let me read this one more time. Just making my point. Unto whom alone the earth was given, and no stranger passed among them. What it just said in Numbers 20 and 21, thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border. Okay? So, now, making the point, going back, because Esau has had a perpetual hatred with the nation of Israel. Okay? Now going back to Deuteronomy 28, verse 48. Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, meaning food, and in thirst, meaning water, and in nakedness, meaning for clothes, and in the want of all things, and that's transportation, housing, whatever, everything, man. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Okay? The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. And we didn't understand these demons, man. Okay? We didn't understand none of the languages of these demons, man. Hey, when Christopher Columbus came and landed on the islands, okay, he had Hebrew interpreters with him, man. He had Hebrew interpreters because the so-called Latinos and the so-called Native Americans spoke Hebrew, man. Okay? A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard persons of the old, nor show favor to the young. Okay? And right now today, man, they don't care if you old or young, man. Okay? And look at this guy, Eric Garner, man, who they choked out in New York. And look at Trayvon Martin, man. Okay? They don't care, man, about the old or the young of the nation of Israel, man. It don't matter, man. Okay? My point of this lesson, man, your enemy shall rule over you, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, man. Our peoples has fell asleep with these Edomites, and this was only a few hundred years ago, man, when these yokes of iron was on your neck, okay, that you see on the screen right here, man. This was only a few hundred years ago. And you got the one right here, you see, it got Jake with the yoke of iron on it, and it got the Native American Indian with the yoke of iron on his neck, okay? You see these yokes of iron, man. Our people has forgotten about these things, man. Okay? Hey, man, the Lord have woken us up to this truth, man. We haven't forgot, man. Okay? We are being reminded of this truth, man. And it must be pushed. It must be pushed day in and day out, man. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Okay? We know Egypt is bondage. I'm going to read it. This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord Yahweh thy power, which have brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Okay? Egypt represents bondage, man, meaning slavery. So, going back to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. We never went into Egypt the first time with ships, man. We walked into Egypt. Like he said, he's going to bring you into bondage again. Egypt just means slavery, bondage. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. Meaning you shall see your land of Israel no more. Okay? And there you shall be sold unto your enemies. It said you shall be sold to your enemy. Look at this, man. You shall be sold to your enemy. Matter of fact, let me go to the other one. Just a little clear. You shall be sold to your enemy for bondman and bondwoman, and no man shall redeem you. And no one, see right here, say, to be sold, slaves. You see this? To be sold. See this yoke of iron on his neck? Okay, and they have that long stretch like that. They had that long. So if Jake tried to escape, most of the time back then, man, wasn't nothing but woods and bushes, man. You'll get caught up in the bushes if you try to escape, man. Okay? Now all of them wasn't that long. Okay? Like they show you in the movie. They show you in the movie Roots. Okay? That's why it's a beautiful thing to pull this up, man. To show Jake. Now this is the guy Kunta Kinte from the movie Roots right here. Okay. He had a regular yoke around his neck. Okay. Chained up. Hand, feet, everything, man. Okay. You shall be sold to your enemy for bondmen and bondwomen. Okay. And he gonna do what? He gonna put a yoke of iron on your neck, man. And sell you on auctioning blocks, man. Okay? We were sold for bondmen and bondwomen, man. This ain't rocket science. Everybody know about this, man. Everybody know about this. Everybody know about this, man. Now, this is Psalms chapter 44, verse 11. Okay, I'm going to start at verse 10. Thou makest us to turn back from the enemy, and they which hate us spoil for themselves. Verse 11 is my point. Thou hast given us like sheep appointed for meat, and hast scattered us among the heathen, man. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 64. And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which thou neither thy fathers have known, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Okay? And among these nations shall thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. Hey, cause we gotta work, man. Slavery, man. And they worked us, man, till our back gave out. Okay? And feeding us slop on top of that, man. Okay? Feeding us slop on top of that. Reading this again, this is Psalms 44, verse 11. Thou hast given us like sheep appointed for meat, and hast scattered us among the heathen, man. Okay? The Lord was cold, man. Because we broke that covenant, man. This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 27. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whether the Lord shall lead you. Okay? And there you shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear nor smell. Again, he said, among the heathen, we were scattered to the nations. Psalm 44 and 11. Thou hast given us like sheep appointed for meat, and hast scattered us among the heathen, man. Okay? This is Psalm verse 47. For the Lord Yahweh Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. Hey, he is terrible and great, man. Okay? If he love you, he for you, he for you. Okay? If he hates you, he hates you, man. If he chastising you, he's chastising you. And that's what's going on with us, man. Tell you that in the Hebrew chapter 12. He chastening those that he loved, man. And mentioning that, I'm going to get this verse. This is Amos chapter 3, and start at verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord Yahweh have spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Okay? Therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities. And we have been punished by the Lord scattering us, man. Okay? It said we will have no ease, man. We will have no ease, and we're going to have to slave, man. I'm going to read it again. Deuteronomy 28:65. And among these nations shall thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. Okay? Why? Because of our iniquities, man. Okay? Because of our iniquities, man. Hey, this is Lamentation chapter 5, and I'm going to read verse 7. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have bore their iniquities, man. Okay? That's why he said Amos 3:2, and I will punish you for all your iniquities, man. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have bore their iniquities. Lamentation chapter 5, verse 8. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doeth deliver us out of their hand. Why, I just read to you, man, in Deuteronomy, going back, man. Hey, cause these meat scriptures is cold, man. And it's a cut to anybody who don't understand, man. Anybody who want to bark up against this truth. This is a cut, man. Okay? Read this again. And this is Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemy for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Now that word buy right there, when you go to the etymology or you go to the blue letter, that word buy mean redeem, man. Okay? To be redeemed. Now, here it go in Lamentation chapter 5, verse 8. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doeth deliver us out of their hand. It said what? And ye shall be sold unto your enemy for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall redeem you, or no man shall deliver you. Okay? It said no man shall buy you. That word buy that mean redeem, man. No man shall redeem you, no man shall deliver you out of their hand, man. Okay? We are yet this day in the land of our captivity, man, and no man has redeemed us, man. The only one that is going to redeem the elect of Israel is Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh is sending his son back to redeem his people. Proof. Let's get that. This is Luke chapter 1, verse 68. And it reads, Blessed be the Lord Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and has raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant Jacob. Okay? As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophet, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies, okay, and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers, and to remember his holy covenant. What covenant? That he gave to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Okay? The oath, and I'm finna get this. Hey, that apocrypha is cold linking up with this, man. Okay? It say, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us, that we being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear. And that's what he told Pharaoh, man. Okay? Let my people go, man. Israel, my firstborn. Okay? Let me read that, man. This is Exodus chapter 4 and verse 22. And it reads, And thou shalt say to Pharaoh, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. I say unto thee, let my son go, that he may serve me. Okay? I just read that in Luke, man. It reads, And if thou refused to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn. My point was, and I say unto thee, let my son go, that he may serve me. What it just said in Luke, man. That he would grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear, man, in holiness and righteousness before him all the days of our life, man. Okay? Listen, man. This ain't rocket science. Now, going back to verse 73, this is Luke chapter 1, verse 73. It said, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham. Let's get that. The oath which he swore to our father Abraham. So let's bring this out. This is Ecclesiasticus, which is also Sirach in the Apocrypha. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 44. And I'm going to start at verse 18. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 44, verse 18. An everlasting covenant was made with him, that all flesh should perish, no more by the flood. Just talking about Noah. Abraham was a great father of many people. In glory was there none like unto him, who kept the law of the Most High, and was in covenant with him. Same thing is said in Luke chapter 1, verse 73. And when he was proved, he was found faithful when he was finna sacrifice Isaac, okay, his only begotten son. Therefore he assured him by an oath. It just said it in Luke chapter 1, verse 73. Reading it again. The oath which he swore to our father Abraham. The oath. That's Luke chapter 1, verse 73. Said the same thing right here. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 44, verse 21. Therefore he assured him by an oath that he would bless the nations in his seed, and that he would multiply him as the dust of the earth, and exalt his seed as the stars, and cause them to inherit from sea to sea, and from the river unto the utmost part of the land. With Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham his father's sake the blessing of all men in the covenant, and made it rest upon the head of Jacob. He acknowledged him in his blessing, and gave him an heritage, and divided his portions among the 12 tribes did he part them. Okay? Among the 12 tribes did the Lord part them, man. Okay? The Lord gave this to Abraham, man. And Abraham passed it down to Isaac, and Isaac passed it down to Jacob, man. Okay? This is not rocket science, man. This is what the scriptures say. And I had one more I want to get. If I can find it. Okay. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 3 and verse 13. Now when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou showedest thy will, and madest an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed. And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau. Meaning Esau ain't get nothing. And so Jacob became a great multitude. Okay? And it came to pass that when thou leddest his seed out of Egypt, Jacob's seed, thou broughtest them up to Mount Sinai, and bowed the heavens, Thou didst set fast the earth, movest the whole world, and madest the depths to tremble, and troublest the men of thy age. Okay? And thy glory went through four gates of fire, and of earthquake, and of wind, and of cold, that thou mightest give the law unto the seed of Jacob, and diligence unto the generation of Israel. Now, who got the covenant at Mount Sinai? I just read to you right there, man, in 2nd Ezra chapter 3, man. It said he gave it to Jacob and Israel, man. Now let's read that in the Bible, man, which is the Apocrypha is the Bible. This is Leviticus chapter 26, verse 46. And it reads, These are the statutes and judgments and laws which the Lord made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses. I just read the same thing in the Apocrypha, man. Okay? 2nd Ezra chapter 3. And I'm going to read it one more time, man. And it reads, And thy glory went through four gates of fire, and of the earthquake, and of wind, and of the cold, that thou mayest give thy law unto the seed of Jacob, and diligence unto the generation of Israel. Listen, man. This is for us, man. For us, by us. Now, this is 2nd Ezra, because I was talking about the heathens and them putting yoke of iron on our neck. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 57. And behold, O Lord Yahweh, behold, these heathens, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. Okay? And to devour us. That's why I brought out Lamentations. Going back at it again. Lamentations 5 and 8. Servants rule over us. There is none that doeth deliver us out of their hand. Okay? Going into a little more deep, man. This is Ecclesiastes saying the same thing what Lamentation 5 and 7 say. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Now, during the time of captivity, during the time of the cavalry era, okay, when these demons came over here, they was on horses, okay? Now, who was walking on the earth, man? Jake, okay? So-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, all in chains, walking on the earth while the Edomites was on horses. Now, this scripture just read, it say, Ecclesiastes 10 and 7, I have seen servants upon horses, that's the Edomites, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. That's so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans walking on the earth, okay? And it's a video, it's a image. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I'm spelling his name right. I'm finna show you how wicked this demon is, man. They got images of this, okay? I'm finna show you. This image right here is what Solomon talking about in the scriptures, man. Okay? Blow it up so you can see it a little better. Oh, maybe let me go back. Let me go back. Here you go right here. You see this? This is Judah. This Jake. And this is Native, man. This is Native American Indians, okay? That's Judah and that's Gad, okay? This is a Native American Indian, and this is a so-called Negro right here, man. A so-called Native American Indian and a so-called Negro. And this is this wicked demon, man, on the horse, okay? Now, it's supposed to be Teddy Roosevelt. Now, I'm going to read this again. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses. That's Teddy Roosevelt. And princes walking as servants upon the earth. Now, that's Gad. That's a Native American, a so-called Native American Indian, and a so-called Negro walking as princes walking on the earth while the service is on the horse, man. Okay? Wicked, man. Yeah, I just want to show that, man. I just want to show that. Okay? That's proof, man. That's proof. These Edomites got statues, man. They got a statue of Teddy Roosevelt with a so-called Judite and a so-called Native American Indian on one side. Okay? Hey, wicked, man. This is Proverbs 22, verse 7. And it reads, the rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Okay? It say the rich rule over the poor, man. That's why these demons is trying to make everybody take the RFID microchip, man. Because they controls the earth, man. Okay? Job 9:24, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked, man. And they covered the faces of the judges thereof. They have destroyed the earth with whitewashing, white supremacy, man. Okay? Iconoclasm, mean whitewashing everything. With their democracy, man. With their legislations. Okay? With their penal codes, their laws, man. They have destroyed the earth. They controls everything, man. Read this again, man. Proverbs 22 and 7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Who do the borrowing, man? Jake, man. So-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, and the other heathen nations. Okay? The rich ruleth over the poor, man. Now, you tell me who controls this earth, man. This is so-called white man. Because they controls the Federal Reserve banks, man. Okay? Like Mauer Amshore Bauer said, which is the father of the Rothschilds, let me control the money and I care who make the laws, man. Hey, because when you control the money, you tell them what laws to make, man. To what laws to push. Okay? We are being trodden underfoot, man. These demons have the upper hand. But guess what? The Lord is finna put us in rulership, man. Okay? That's why I tell you in 2 Ezra chapter 6 that Esau is the end of this world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows, man. And real soon, man. That's why the Lord say, look up in Luke, man. Because your salvation draw nigh, man. Okay? We ain't going to be, right now, we don't have the yoke iron on our neck. We have them on our mind, man. Okay? Well, the elect don't. 2/3 of our people do, man. Okay? They yoked under Roman Catholicism. They are yoked under Christianity, man. Okay? Following all these different religions, man. Their mind is destroyed. But we don't have a yoke on our neck or our mind, man. But basically 2/3, they still got the yoke on their neck and their mind, man. Because they love their father the devil. Like John 8 and 44 say, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. Okay? Hey, so with that, Lord willing us to edify, I want to say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Korash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the Ark and pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwaf who are listening and learning. Shalom.